Hello adventurers and welcome to another Black Desert mobile video. I just wanted to make a really quick video about runes. I know I've kind of talked about runes before in the all materials guide, but I had something that really prompted me to want to do this, and it was probably one of the best drops that I could have gotten. So I just kind of wanted to share how to get runes, how to enhance them, and how to transfer enhancements. So first things first, if you're curious what I got, it was actually a primal rune, which I'll show you right now. So it was the Rune of Companionship, and I'm kind of gonna give you a tier list of which runes you want to get first. I know that recently in a lot of our events that we've had going on, we've had a selection chest to actually pick out those runes. So hopefully this will kind of clarify for you which runes you should be prioritizing. But with that being said, again, let's jump right into this. So for runes, how to actually get them, there's a few different ways. The main way is from defeating monsters in the Great Desert. So if you go over to the Great Desert, it really doesn't matter which difficulty you do, you'll get runes. However, the higher the difficulty that you are completing, the better the appraisal items will be. So if you look at the monsters and then you just kind of click any one of them, if you click the appraisal items that they drop, so like right here, it says sealed box of letters 3, just based on the difficulty, that's kind of all that means. So if I was in Immer, this would be 1, and then Torm would be 2. So the higher the difficulty, the better stuff that you'll get from appraising. Another way that you can actually get them is from running around in the desert and excavating. So you can either excavate in the Great Desert, or you can actually excavate in Everfrost. I know that it kind of seems like a waste of time, but if you're kind of weird like me and you like to do life skills, excavation is definitely something that you'll want to be doing. So Everfrost is also an area that you can get them. But another good way to get them is from doing one of the world bosses. So if you go to Ayeli Rift, and if you scroll over to Kutum, obviously you should be doing the world bosses every week anyways. But the reason I wanted to bring up Kutum was because of this tablet right here, Ancient History tablet. This is actually where I got the primal grade rune. So definitely make sure that you're doing this, and who knows, maybe you can get a primal. So just one last way that you can get them is by actually fusing runes. I think I've made a video about this in the past. I might not have posted it, but I can't really remember. But if you have a lot of these runes, what you can do is just take 5 of them and then fuse them for a chance for an upgrade. The success rate for upgrading does go down every tier that you go. So the blues to orange to purple is actually pretty okay, and then purple to yellow is kind of not as good, and then etc. It gets worse and worse. So just kind of keep that in mind. But with that being said, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was actually going to be rune grades and resonance. So let's just go over to the Black Spirit, which is actually where you can equip these runes. So obviously we have all these different grades. So I'm not actually going to go into it. As of right now, primal are the best ones, but abyssals are also pretty good. If you can, just kind of shoot for getting abyssals for every slot that you have. But then also resonance. Not entirely sure how deep I need to go into this, but just make sure that you have like the best runes that you can have on, and then based on the type of runes that you have, like you'll get different resonances, and then these resonances will give you additional CP. So once you have like 2 primals and the rest abyssal, it's actually pretty decent CP. So pretty much make sure that you're putting on the best grade that you have. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was actually going to be enhancing runes. Again, this is pretty basic, but I did kind of want to talk about it just in case someone wasn't entirely sure about it. So for all of these runes, they at least have to be abyssal grade. So you have to have red runes if you want to enhance them. And then obviously you are going to have certain materials that you need to enhance them. So for every time that you're enhancing, you need luminescent crystals, and it's times 100. So to actually get these, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the inventory and show you. what you're going to do is it's all of these ways right here. So for acquisition, you can get them from killing monsters in Torm or Shazad. That's like one of the most consistent ways. But then also whenever you're killing monsters here, you can offer to the Blackrock altar. So the one that takes stamina, not the Blackrock Shrine. And then you can also get these luminescent crystals. It's actually a pretty decent rate now. But another way is by purchasing them from Wandering Merchant, which I actually forgot to mention this. You can also buy Abyssal Grade runes from Wandering Merchant, so my bad for skipping that. And then also one more way that you can get luminescent crystals and also runes in general. I don't necessarily recommend this way, but it's kind of like if you have a lot of water and you don't do desert that much, you can also do Field of Valor desert. So kind of the same thing. You get appraisal items, but then also whenever you are doing Valor, you actually get a pretty good amount of luminescent crystals. I'm not sure if you need to be a certain CP, but it does look like you need to be at least doing Field of Valor 6. So this is where you'll start to get these luminescent crystals. And I'll be honest, they give you a lot in Field of Valor. So if that's really what you're looking for, this is kind of like your best bet. But as of lately, I haven't really been struggling to get luminescent crystals, so I wouldn't recommend doing this way. But it's definitely your call. And then obviously, whenever you are enhancing these, you have a chance to fail. So for Elion runes, you have different items that you need to restore. So you can use silver or you can use Adonis coins. And then for Hadum, to actually restore them, you'll need to use restoration scrolls. And I do highly recommend make sure that you're restoring them. If you don't, that's kind of a waste. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is really why I made the video, I was just gonna do a transfer enhancement video, but I was kind of like, well, let's give a little bit more information. So to actually transfer enhancement, so let's say that you have a red rune, which is the abyssal ones, but you get a better one, which is the primal ones. All you'll do is go to your black spirit, and then down here at the bottom right, you'll have transfer enhancements. You will go over to the right side where the rune icon is. You'll select the primal rune that you want the enhancements to go onto, and then you'll pick the rune that you currently have. So pick the upgrade and then pick the one that you're using now, and then all you'll do is transfer, and you're not going to lose any of these enhancement levels. So it's really, really good. And then now that we have this primal companionship rune, what I really wanted to talk about was kind of a tier list of which ones to be getting first. So with Calpheon Ball and with Heidel Ball, we got a chest where we got to pick a primal rune. Obviously, people have different opinions for what's the best ones to be getting. I just kind of wanted to share which ones I think are the best. So the first one that I actually think is the best is going to be this one right here, the Rune of Energy. The only reason I think this one's the best one is because of this dark energy XP. In the long run, you'll want a lot of XP, especially because like if you have these abyssal chests, so these abyssal condensed dark energy chests, you're gonna be using a lot of them to enhance your black spirits level. So I think that extra dark energy XP really does help, and I think right now I have as high as I can go. So I think 137% is the highest. You might be able to go a little bit higher. I can't actually remember. I know I might be missing one thing, but I think that's really helpful. So that's probably like one of the first runes that I would recommend getting. But like I said, people have differing opinions. Some people might say these CP ones are the best ones just because it's immediate CP and the CP is shared across all of your other characters. So that is a pretty good point. And in that case, I would say the Rune of Force is probably the best one. But honestly, the second best one, in my opinion, is going to be the Rune of Companionship. This might actually be the best rune. So it's either first or second, but these are the two that I would recommend is if you have a choice, Rune of Energy and then Rune of Companionship. Those are like the priorities. The main reason for the pet skill is because so we should all have this lucky dragon at this point, but If you have this lucky dragon, what his special skill is that you have a field item drop rate plus a percentage. So this is really helpful for farming. And then whenever I have him equipped, I actually, obviously, like, it looks like I have this one, but it's just because I have the costume on, or the pet album. But the field item drop rate goes up by 2% because of that Rune of Companionship. So this really helps me while I'm farming, and it helps me get extra drops. So this is probably the reason why I think it's the best one, just because this is going to be helping your farming in the long run. But yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much everything that I had. I know this was a pretty short video, but I just kind of wanted to share this information and then share my good news that I was able to get the primal rune. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And then if you would like to see something in the future, please let me know down in the comment section below. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, bye.